Yo, what up, champ? What up, champ? Just doing some back testing right now. I'm all the way back in 2021, just taking a look, just trying to figure out some things. But yeah, just gonna do some back testing and stuff like that. So we're here right now. I'm just trying to find some levels right now. Trying to see like points of interest, I guess you could say. Like how low do you think we could go? Do you think we could go lower? That is where we went so far. I would say I guess you could say here. This is that range that we're kind of looking at right now. Okay, now if I go to the daily, let me see something on the daily. Daily's gonna be boom, boom, boom. That's the daily. Let's go to this. Let's hit the 40-minute. Excuse me. All right, so oh damn, I messed that one up. Right there, pretty much right there. All right, so pretty much what I just did right now is I made a box between this little green candle and then this red candle that's over here. It's just kind of like a points of interest, I guess, you know. This was the last red low before we started moving up. And then same thing with this green. It was pretty much the last push up before coming back down. So I kind of got these levels of interest right there. And with these, what the heck? I can't go back that far. Oh man, it's all right. So what these three lines are pretty much the last 3 days of this candles right here. So pretty much what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the ranges in between these little areas, try to find like the highs and lows and stuff like that. So as you can see, pretty much this is exactly where we're bouncing from, in the middle of there and then the bottom of here. So what I'm thinking might need to happen is, obviously, like, we understand the whole what is it called, the Dom vote, what does he call it, DRL, drive, range, liquidity. So if this is possibly the drive, this is the range, this is the liquidity, I'm wondering how low the liquidity will possibly need to be before we actually move up. So let me check something else over here. So I mean, I'm wondering if that could also be the area. Maybe we'll see right now, because there's a red candle right here. Obviously this is a break of structure right there, and then we come back above the break of structure. But I'm wondering if this is going to be the candle, or if this is going to be the candle, or if this is going to be the candle that we bounce off of, or we continue. What I'm kind of thinking though, what would need to most likely happen is we might need to break these lows before possibly pushing back up. The same way, like if you look over here to the left, you know, there's a low right here, and you can see this broke the low before going up. So what I'm thinking might need to happen is the same thing over here, is that we possibly might need to break that low before moving our way back up. So if this is in the liquidity area, we could possibly be looking for some liquidity down here, creating a low and then possibly moving up. So I just want to kind of see what's going to happen real fast. Let me see. So we have that, and we have the bottom of here. This is a low right here that we did break, and we broke below that. So what I'm thinking maybe might need to happen is we might need to tap here, possibly come back down here, something like that, or maybe even lower like that maybe. So I'm just gonna let it kind of play out right now and see how it kind of works out. Let's see what ends up happening. So we end up just going down. Okay, we go down. How much further? Okay, so it does the same thing. It creates a support right here. It creates a support. We do, and it's the kind of the same idea now. Look, we have a drive, we have a range, and I'm thinking this could possibly be the liquidity right here. So if that ends up being the liquidity, then that's what we're gonna possibly take a possible buy to possibly go back up. We'll have to see, but see what would happen. So we do we do kind of come back up. Yo, fluidity, I'm all the way back on in 2021, March 2021. I just picked a random, I'll move it forward in a bit after this little demonstration, but I just kind of like did a random, like I just went like this and I just chose a random day. I didn't really want to I don't want to try to cheat, you know, see the direction of this or that. So I just kind of want to pick a random area. So this is at 1700 right now, but this kind of was my idea, is just try to figure out, you know, an area where we would want to take a buy, take a sell, that kind of stuff. This is the 4 hour, so you can see we are breaking these lows. So my idea would possibly be something that we maybe come down here and then make our way back up before we do anything, but that's kind of was my plan. So this is kind of like the direction we have. So we have this drive right here, this could possibly be the range, and then we're going to need liquidity. Well, the liquidity is either going to be up here coming down, or it's going to be down to go up. So that's kind of what I'm looking for right now, just to try to see what ends up happening. So, and it looks like we are gonna just see real quick, see what happens. So let's see, it did create that. Let's see, this would possibly be let's see. So it did, like I said, my original idea was like that we might need to come up here, because like I said, if this is a drive, this is a range, and in order to make it down here, we're gonna need liquidity. So what I'm thinking could possibly happen is we come up to make it down there, so we could go up like that, you know. So we're gonna just see right now, we'll see how it ends up playing out. It is ranging though right now, so I do think the next step will be liquidity, which is possibly that. It did make it above, it did make a little sharp wick above, so that could be the liquidity though that we need to possibly make our way down, or that was enough to go back up. So yeah, that might have been a fake out. Let's see if that ends up being a fake out, or if that ends up being what pushes it up. Okay, it did push it up, and that might have been the move then. So look, let me see something right here. Oops, let's see. So that would be here. No, not there. Let's see. Here, something like that. Let's see. And then now it's coming down, possibly. Let's see what the 4 hour looks like. 4 hour, okay. So look, that is what we were kind of expecting. But let's see how far low it goes before it does any of this. Okay, there goes that, there goes that. So what I would probably, I mean, I kind of seen it is kind of coming down now. So what I'm thinking could possibly happen is once we break this low, I'm wondering if this would be a good area to possibly take a sell or something. Let me see, let me go back to the 30. Let me see what the 30, and that looks like a, well, that looks like a 3-piece right there, and that might actually be the 3-piece before any of this, which was this part right here, back into this little box here, came down. All right, but obviously, like I said, it coming from 61 to 101, that's already 100 pips right there. So I mean, obviously we would want to try to somehow take a trade one way or another up there. But if this is not part of our plan, we need to wait for our plan to happen. And I'm thinking this could possibly be our plan. Oh, let me check something real quick. 1 second. Let me check something real quick. Sign out. That's that. Cool. All right, so we're on here now. Let's see if we come back down to these lows right here, and these lows is probably where I would want to possibly start looking for a buy. So if we can make it down here to this buy area, I mean, I think this might actually just come back down again, to be honest with you. If it hits this low, let's see if it hits this low right here, and we could probably take a sell, because I'm kind of expecting it to come down. So I might be able to get into a possible trade to come down and then back up or something like that. So let's see if it comes back up to that line. Let's see. No, I don't want to take a sell yet. I wanted to check. I messed it up. I want to take it right at that yellow line. See if it hits that yellow line, and then we come down. There it goes. Okay, so it hit that line. So let's take a sell now. Stop loss could be, let's see, this is 30 pips. I don't want it too high because obviously I'm gonna use the previous high, which would be this little area right here. This is 28 pips. So let's see what that 28 pips, and then we're gonna go down here, which is gonna be, could that be 100 pips possibly? Yeah, that'll be 100. Let's take it back to the bottom of this range. At least would be 100 pips right there. Let's see how that ends up going, because if it, I don't want it to go, like I said, I don't want to have stops too high, because if my stops are about 100 pips, then I should have waited till it got way up there. If that's the case, you know, I should understand where it should be heading. So I'll do 27. That's not too bad. So let's see how that ends up playing out. All right, it's looking good, looking good. Uh-oh, could it go back up? So that was the retest. Oh, there it goes. It wicked me out. So it did get me out of there. So that wasn't the good entry that we would want. Or you know what? Let me check something. That's a little low. Let's see. I'm wondering if this could possibly be that area where this might have, let's see, it might need a, So I did get in at a good position though. Like once it did wake up here, it did come down for 40 pips. So I mean, in reality, I probably would have wanted to close by then. But like I said, the idea is I was trying to target down here, but maybe that might not be the target we're looking for. So we might need to be, because this doesn't have a bottom wick either. So I'm wondering, let's see. That could be that. So what I'm going to see is I need to find let's see if this is something to do with that. Let's see. Boom, boom. Let's see, something like that. So if this ends up being the buy, I want to see if it bounces off here before moving up. One more time. So that ended up being the move right there then. That was the move after all, from here to go up. So this was the idea that we were kind of waiting for, but I was thinking it could possibly be a little bit lower. So what I need to do is try to figure out why it didn't go down here. My idea though is correct, because if you notice this, what I understand from now on, like a lot of things that happen right now, is that obviously, like I have this 4-hour box over here. So maybe that is it, because this was the 4-hour block, order block, I guess you could call it, which is this guy right here. I wonder if this could be it. See if that's any different. Oh, that's pretty much the same thing. So my idea though is that I have this, like, this is my section over there, and what is important though is that this doesn't close below that 50 line. So as you can see that this closes right at the 50 line. That might have been our that really might have been our entry right there. But we'll see right now. We'll see how this, like I said, I guess it did go up already quite a bit. So let's see from here. That's already 200 pips. So yeah, that was possibly the move right there that I was expecting, was the one to go back up. But I was thinking it could be somewhere down here, but I do think this was the area that I didn't want to break. So what I was kind of expecting, I seen that it kind of closed at this point. I seen that it did close below it a little bit, but I'm thinking that could have been that. And it makes that, and then it breaks these lows. So I'm wondering if that could have been it. Let's see, 4 hour would be here. You know what, that is the low there. Let's see what this looks like. All right, yeah. So there's that, and then let's see if it ends up where it ends up going. It does go back to this line, which was that previous low, and there it is. There's the move above it, and then it breaks these highs right here. So it broke these highs right here. Now I'm wondering if that could be another area of interest that we might want to look back to take a trade back down. So if we close respecting that, kind of respecting it, did it a little bit. So I'm wondering if that's the case. That did respect all of that, and then this broke the high. So I'm wondering if that could have been the short right there. That could have been the short, I'm wondering. And it's respecting the low. It did break that low again, but we are bullish at this point. So I'm wondering what that could be. We are getting rejected. Okay, so there would possibly be the break of these lows. Yo, what up, Daniel? What up? Just going over a few things, checking out some stuff, trying to work on these entries and stuff like that. Yeah, like I said, we were just doing this right now. I had this blue box here at the bottom. This is the move I wanted to try to grab, but I was thinking, I was waiting for that to happen, but I was also expecting it to happen down here. So I mean, it did happen, but I just was wrong in the area. But like I said, now I'm kind of looking back. My idea was also nothing to close below this 50 line, and nothing closing below that definitely kind of confirmed that move back up. But I didn't really notice that until after the move happened. But this is kind of the same thing right here now, is that I don't really want nothing closing above this 50 line. It looks like it might have closed, but or maybe this is the area right here. Let's see if that's the actual one. That is a pretty high level. No, I don't really like that one. It would be this one right here. So I mean, you could kind of, it did close a little bit above it, but I guess that's not too bad. We're gonna see how this next candle closes right here. It did close above it, so that probably wouldn't be the area, but, and look, it did flip around. So if anything, we probably would have wanted to take a buy at this point from here to go up. And yeah, that everything pretty much, all of that still good. You got Zoom? I don't got Zoom, bro. I mean, I guess I do got it because I get in on Wix and stuff like that, but I don't I don't really use it for myself, I guess, to stream or anything like that. Like, I just, when I watch Wix or Dawn and stuff, I do get on Zoom with them, but I've never ran it personally on my own. If that's what you're kind of asking. I'm not sure what you're asking, but that's just, I've never really used Zoom, like, personally myself. Alright, so that one's done. So let's try to find another one. So as you can see, now we're in these areas now. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that looks good. That all looks very nice. So let me do it again. I'm gonna just do another replay. I'm trying to go a little bit more recent because I am pretty far. I'm in 2021, so yeah, let's exit out of there. So this is in 24. So let's do like 23 or something right here. All right, here we go. All right, so let's see what this daily area is looking like. So this daily, well, let's see what the monthly looks like first. Oh, I remember this area. I remember Don used to, every time he'd do Zoom, it was always in this area right here. I mean, doing his analysis, it was always in this area. All right, so look, so the monthly, what we have on the monthly, we have a resistance here. Let me put a white line here. Looks like we have a support right here also. We are kind of in between these ranges, bouncing back and forth. I guess your next range could probably be somewhere down here, which is obviously a lot further down, but just my idea of that. So where I'm kind of thinking, there is a resistance right here. There is a resistance, or you could say like a support, something like right here. So we're kind of in between these two ranges right there. We did wick above it to come back down. So I'm wondering if possibly, like I said, we do the drive, range, liquidity. So, or if this is the drive, this could be the range, this could be the liquidity and the manipulation or whatever. So I'm wondering if we could probably break these highs up here. So let's see what the weekly looks like now. Okay, the weekly is looking like this. So let me move these. I guess I could move these lines a little bit. Let me see what that looks like. There's that. There's a resistance there. There is a support area kind of in these areas. Kind of say that. And then you could say these are another support. So we did look like we grabbed liquidity down here. We did break these highs. So there's a level 1, level 2, and we're into the level 3. So we might, if we end up closing back into this range, I think what might need to happen is kind of like these areas right here, is that when we closed above, we did come back down. When we closed back into this range, we came back down to here. When we closed back down here, we came back down. When we came up here, we came back down. Kind of here, came back down. When we did close above, we did hit the top range, but when we hit back here, we came back down, came back down. So I'm thinking if this happens to close in here, we might need to come back down to these levels. So let's see what the daily's looking like. So the daily now is pretty much, let me put new lines on the daily. So the daily is kind of what we're looking at now. So we have, let me see here, here's 1, 2, 3. This is the range we're kind of looking at. So we have that there, we have a support here, we have another resistance there. And let me remove these real quick. So there's that. So we do have, like I said, we have this resistance here, we have this support here. So drive, range, liquidity will most likely need to be next. So I'm wondering though, is that this did hit and that hit to the top of the range. It broke the highs. So it breaking the highs, now most likely we might need to tap these lows right here. So if we need to tap these lows right here, then there's a good chance you know, that we well, we need a break below here first, like close below this range. There's like a mini range inside of here, which is like right here. So if we do break into this low, we could tap this bottom range. So let's see what this 4 hours looking like. So this 4 hours kind of doing this. Have this range here, have this here, kind of like that. Yeah, it's not bad. I think that'll be all right, something like that. All right, and we did close back into this on the daily, on the 4 hour actually. So we closed in here, we wicked up, and I'm wondering now if this is a possible like continuation, because like we're drive, range, liquidity, and then continuation. So what might need to happen is we might need to close, or I mean, we might need to tap these lows right here if we want to continue up. So if we continue up, we might need to take out these lows right here. So I'm wondering if we could possibly, like, if this looks like a perfect time for that candle too, whereas if this candle were to flip, this one just doesn't have a bottom wick though, which is kind of it's not a good sign because it doesn't show range down there. So if it were to show the range down there, then it would be a better opportunity to take this flip back. So what might need to happen, but this did tap up to here, but I'm wondering though is that if possible, we might need to create a structure, because this did break this low of this previous candle. So what might need to happen though is that we broke in these lows. Now since we kind of did break this low, it did go up. I'm wondering if we might need to create a structure, something like this, and then possibly come back down to break it, or if it's just gonna continue down like that. So let's go to the 1 hour. Let's see what the 1 hour is looking like. So the 1 hour is here, kind of doing the same thing. So the 1 hour is there. We did close below, created a bottom wick, and then now it, oops. Now, like I said, so there's drive, range, and then liquidity. So I'm thinking though is that if we, especially because that previous 4 hour doesn't have a bottom wick, we might need to grab liquidity, stop out a few people, and then you know, continue the move there. So I'm just wondering though is that this did break these lows, so I'm wondering if we need to come back up to this high, something like this, and then continue down. So if we happen to touch this area, I might try to take a sell to see if we come to continue down, at least to fill back in this range, and then possibly continue back down to the bottom of the range. So we're gonna see right now how that ends up working out. Let's see. Well, actually, let me go back to the 30 now. Let me see what the 30 is looking like. The 30s here, we do have that there. Let's see this 4 hour. Actually, let me check this 4 hour. So I do see that being something there. There was this right here. So I'm wondering if for some reason, if everything ends up closing kind of respecting this middle line right here, I wonder if that would be the move to continue back up, because I do kind of see something kind of forming right here. So I'm wondering if we could possibly wait for something to, we're going to see how this next candle closes, but if it ends up closing and respecting all of these lines, then we might look for a possible retest, something like that, and then take the move back up. Because in order to continue down, we're going to need liquidity. So I'm wondering if that could be the liquidity maybe to continue down. So we're going to see right now, see how this ends up playing out. And like I said, there's the 30, everything's respecting that. So let's see what the 15 looks like. Yes, that's respecting everything. There's that. And then, all right, so that's the lowest we could go so far. So let me see what this 15 ends up doing, and then we're gonna see how this plays out. So that goes below, That goes there. That respect. And then it technically, I guess you could say it did break these lows like that. But I'm wondering if we might need to break it one more time. What's going to happen is I think it could probably come up, and then we're going to have like a strong closure, something like that. And then that's when it's going to move back up. Because the idea is it's going to want to trap people into either a sell or a buy, or like it's making these people think we're a buy. So what's going to happen is possibly it's going to send it back down. And if it sends it down, they're going to make people think, oh, I'm wrong, the people who took buys. And then obviously that's going to be the move to go back up. So we're going to see how this plays out. See if this plays out. See if we go up a little bit and then continue down. So if we happen to break this low and tap these areas, I'll probably try to take a buy. See how this plays out. So it did top the top of that range. Or was that the move right there? Okay, so let's see. We did have that there. So yeah, this was kind of the idea, is that we're going to come here, come back up one more time. So we could possibly come back down to break these lows. So let's see. All right. Okay, there goes the move down maybe. And then, like I said, they want people to think you're in a buy, and then they want you to think now your buy is wrong. So they're gonna either stop them out at these bottom levels, I believe. Okay, there it goes. Boom. There would have been my buy right there. Let's take it back one more time. Let's take it right here. Boom, right there. So where I would have wanted to take that buy, obviously, is when it gets down to these lower levels, and possibly take that move right then and there. So boom, right there. Let's see how this buy would work out, and then we would put a stop loss at the previous low, which is right. But let's see. I'm wondering if this area needs to get. This is what's gonna give me some clarification right now, is the fact that this is either going to create the new low that we need to have broken, or that is the low that needed to be broken, and then it's going to shoot back up. So where I'm kind of thinking this is going to be like, this is why I'm back testing it, because it's giving me two different options. So I'm, like I said, this is either going to be my entry, or there's going to be a break of that candle, and that would be my entry that I need to be waiting for. Because like I said, I'm expecting these areas to be broken, but I don't want to have a really big stop loss. I would rather have, something a little bit more reasonable. So if this happens to be my entry, let's say on the way back up, this yellow line right here would be back up. I would want my stop loss to be pretty much the bottom wick of there, because I don't want to have to, I want that to be the range that we're possibly continuing in. And it's looking like that possibly might be it or something, but let's see how it ends up playing out. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Everything's almost. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, let's see something. Oh, okay. So, like I said, if I was in at this yellow line, it looks like it did go up 45 pips or so already. So I'm wondering if that would have been our exit. And then look, it looks like this is the type of trade that I would really like to be in, is something like that. So we're gonna see right now. If it stops me out, then obviously I got in too soon, and then maybe it was the fact that I needed that to be broken before the move up. So let's see if it ends up working out, continuing back up. Oh, okay, it stopped me out. All right, so now, okay, so look, let's try this one now. So like I was saying, is if this happens to be the one that gets broken, this might be the entry right here now. So let's take another buy. Let's see how this ends up playing out. Like I said, I want my stop losses at the bottom wick of that candle, because if that happens to be the bottom of it, then I should be right, and I don't really need more of a range to go down. So that's kind of my idea, is that if I get in at the right spot, which is usually the bottom wick of this, like if this is the candle that needed to be broken, once it breaks, it shouldn't break it again. That should be pretty much the signal to let us know, okay, now we're gonna go back up again. So that would be that, and let's see if it ends up continuing up after that. Oh nope. Oh nope, that wasn't it either. Okay, so maybe let me see on a higher time frame. All right, so that hit there. That would be there. Let me see the 1 hour, and everything's still closing above that line, which is exactly kind of what I'm expecting. So maybe I just needed my stops a little bit higher, maybe possibly, or a little bit more of a range. But like I said though, is that let's see how this ends up playing out. And if it ends up running up, then I was a little bit closer than I expected. So yeah, so see, that is the area of interest that I want to get into my trade at, because like, even like I said, it's just the fact that my stop was a little bit tight. Obviously I could maybe make it a little bit bigger, but this actually does make sense right here, that my stop, yeah, that, because like I said, my entry would most likely want to be from that line. So once we get from that line, I might need to keep it a little bit, well, you just never know, but unless I waited for this third candle to form, you know, and if I waited for that third candle to form, let me see what it would look like around that area. So 15 is there. Okay, I think I might see something that I might need to look at a little bit closer, which will be this possible box right here. So what might need to happen is when we do get into this area, there might need to be one more retest before going up. So let's see how that ends up forming out. Okay, so look, that would be the retest right there. So if we were to get into that buy, let's see, our stop loss is, this is 15 pips, this is 20 pips. Let's put it at 20 pips. And then our TP, obviously we know it's going to go up now, but that's the idea, is where would we need to get into that trade for this trade to be successful? So it would be that one. Wait for the candle closure above. Okay, so that would be the candle right here. Is this the one you're talking about, the candle above it? Because yeah, like I was kind of doing right now, is I was, like I said, I'm expecting that to be the area to get in at. So I have this like order block right here, so I understand that we might need to have a candle close above this one. Or are you talking about above the blue box on the 15? Yeah, I'm on the 15. So would it need to be the closure above this red candle, or are you talking about the closure above the blue box? Because this ends up, like I said, it does, that's the wick right there that I was expecting. That like I was saying, is that this is like the I guess it looks like this play, and then it goes up after that. So instead of taking it right here, I was waiting for one more retest at that point. So once it, boom, that's the move right there that we would want, because it's an aggressive move. It makes a lot of people think that we're gonna go down, because there's a 15-minute fair value gap going to rec, so might push lower, wait for that to get mitigated. Oh, I see what you're saying. This one, are you talking about this fair value gap right here? Or does it give me a fair value gap? Oh wait, oh there it goes right there. Are you talking about this fair value gap right here? This one? Are you talking about that one, Lassic? that's the fair value gap I was actually thinking about. Yeah, because there's a 15-minute fair value gap. So wait for a 15 close above. Okay, so above this 15-minute fair value gap is what we're going to be waiting for, right? That is there. Let me see what it looks like on the, here's the 15-minute fair value gap. Let me get rid of this one now because we already kind of know that one. Yes, okay, perfect. So look, I just want to check the 30 out. So this is the 30 now, and then this is the hourly, and everything is closing, respecting that previous low also. If you kind of look over here, everything's respecting that. And then the 4 hour, holy damn. Okay, I see, that's what it is. Okay, so there's that, and then that's the 15. What's your higher time frame looking like? The higher time frame is looking like this is the 30-minute right here. This is the 30. So so what I kind of did was I was expecting I had this is kind of how I started it. Yo, what up, champ? Fair value gap. It's so I had this order block from there. So this is kind of what I was expecting to kind of happen. And then that's where we kind of had, I don't know why that can't, and does that mean it's gonna go down? But it went up actually, so I don't know why it did that. Unless it only went up for a little bit. We'll see right now. Oh yeah, and then this is the 1 hour. This is the 1 hour. So that's kind of how I got that point of interest, was because I used this 4 hour area right here. And that's where I kind of knew, okay, these are the areas that we needed to go. And from what I've been learning about is that, champ, check bitmesone Discord. I have my own section and trade, just trade ideas and outcomes. Yeah, champ, go look at the, let me show you guys actually. My guy Lassic been killing it, bro. Killing it. I want to show you guys these. So yeah, if you guys are watching, I made him his own section over here on the bitmesone Discord. Lassic trades right here, and then you can see all of his trades, and then you can see, look at this last trade he took with the same idea that he's been working on and stuff like that. This is on NAS, and this is gold, right? The another one is gold too, so you can definitely see how what we're talking about has definitely been working and stuff like that. All his trade ideas and stuff like that. So little by little, we're going to be adding to it, you know, just doing those kind of things. So yeah, champ, go check that out. Yeah, go look at that and let me know what you think, bro. But yeah, okay, so yeah, like I was saying, this was that 4 hour area that I was kind of expecting to tap, which is this. And then the 1 hour looks like this. So this, at this point, let me see. Actually, let me show you how I kind of came up with the idea. Let me remove these dotted lines right here. So I had this 4 hour here like that, and then I went down to the 1 hour, and then that's when I kind of got this area. So I kind of already understood that nothing should close below this 50 line, as long as, if it closes below, then most likely we're going to continue back down. But if it happens to respect this 50 line, that's where the move usually happens at. That's what I've been noticing, is that it doesn't go below that 50 line if it's the right one, you know. So yeah, and then I had this line right here at the bottom of this low right here, which is this new low, kind of created a new low right here. And then that's where I kind of got back to this area, or the 30-minute. So once we did break this low, which was pretty much here, we closed below it. That's when I was starting to wait for the next move to possibly go back up. And as you could kind of see, this was the move that once you broke this red line, that was probably the perfect entry to take it back up. But this is what I was kind of trying to figure out. Confluent, yeah, me too, bro. It's all in confluence with higher time frame. It gets a bit much, especially if you're coming from DVS style, but learn the storytelling from DVS and just made it fit. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is that you're not so much changing your strategy. You're adding more confluences to your strategy. So instead of just being stuck in one way doing two things, what if you can add three or four things that gives you more confirmation of just, because your trade, let's say you're taking a buy, doing it however you do it, and then you add two more confluences that just give you more confirmation to take that buy. It just gives you a little bit more of a confidence and stuff like that. So like I said, it's not so much about changing your trading style. It's just about improving and opening to more opportunities. Because if you understand how fair value gaps work, then you should also understand, like, it could just help you, you know. So like if you knew everything about the market, you know what I mean? There's like, fair value gaps isn't the only thing. It's like also breaking the highs, breaking the lows. You add that to your start. The play I sent you on NFP played out. Oh yeah, I know. I think that was the one you sent, right? Which was this guy. Yeah, look at that. Let me see. Yeah, that move was massive right there, bro. It happened in NY, not London or Asia. Yeah. Was it the one on NAS, or are you talking about the one on gold? Yeah, this was the one on gold too. Same idea, everything. Yeah, I seen that play on gold. I kind of did like a reverse engineered the picture you sent me, and I kind of figured out exactly where that move was happening at also. But yeah, everything looked perfect on there. This one landed perfectly right into that box right there. Boom. Tapped it, shot straight up. Just like you drew it out. But oh, let me. Yeah. So yeah, looking back to this play right here. So like I was saying though, is that even if I went back to this one bar right here, I was already kind of expecting, okay, we broke below, and that was the low that did that. So from my experience that I've been learning is that it does come up, but a lot of times it does give it one more retest before that. So that's why I was kind of waiting. Okay, but it makes sense now. I forgot about the fair value gap area. So that if you did come up a little bit, coming back down, wait for it to close above that, and then that's where you would want to take the trade at. So like this, like we're saying here, boom. Okay, look, boom. It looks like, oh man, a lot of people that would already be in, you would already be like, oh man, I'm about to, let's just, for instance, you're taking this trade or something like this. You have your stop loss wherever here. Then you're like, oh, we're going up. So you would probably, and look at, this is already 20 pips in a profit. So you could probably already be like, oh, we're closing back above the range. Let's go to break even. And then it ends up hitting your break even. You know what I mean? Just because you didn't wait for that one more retest. And this is what I was expecting for that. And what I've been learning too is that what they do is that they make it a big candle. Like if you see this candle right here, it's small. But it's obviously, like, for instance, this candle right here, it's small, but the ones that they really want to fake you out on are the ones that are going to be big candles. They're going to send a big candle to make you really think, oh, there's a lot of selling pressure. We're going to use that to kind of fake people out. So let's see what ends up happening. And then like I said, it broke that low one more time. And there was the low that needed to be broken. And there was the perfect trade that, like, I've been trying to work on, is getting in right there. But how you're saying also is making sure we close above this little fair value gap. So Elastic, when you say about a close above it, are we just waiting for something like this and then breaking like a high of it, or are we waiting for also like a retest of that area also? So let's say we close up here, we kind of come up, and then we come back down, something like that, and then up, kind of like that? Or are you just kind of just waiting once it breaks above it, or closes above it, then breaks it? So okay, so look, that closes, that might close finally above it. Let's see. Okay, so that did close above it. So Ooh, so would you want the trade to be right here then? Like once it breaks this high? Like once it breaks this high right here, candle closure above. Okay, so closure above, which would be this guy, will be there. So let me just take it one more bar from there, and then let's, because we obviously know it closes above, so let's like, because obviously it's a little bit faster, so let's take a buy there. Our stops would be, let's say, the previous lows over here, and then our TP could probably be at least the top of their range is where I'll probably trim some, and then obviously second TP would be up there, around there. I can't see higher time, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Well, this is, well, this is what I'm wondering too, though, is I'm wondering if this is possibly, because this is already giving away the information, because it is kind of weird that it already shows a big candle, but when I go to the low, it kind of does it like that. So I'm wondering, we're just gonna see how this plays out. But even from here, this is already 50 pips, this is 60 pips, this is 80 pips, and this is 100 pips. So we're just gonna see how this ends up playing out, see if this, how high it does go. Or like say, okay, let's see how it ends up, how much higher. So like I said, where I would have wanted, I guess we would wait for this closure above, which would be here. This would already be 25 pips. Let's target the previous range at least, just to see what happens, or at least go to break even around that area. Have it around these previous lows, see how that ends up forming out. It did. Oh yeah, so that is the 4-hour drop right there. Okay, yeah, so I guess like you said, is the higher time frame is the was bearish, I guess, because it did break these highs already. Cause yeah, that's, I just didn't want to go too far, like, cause that's what I was noticing, is when you go too far on the what you call it, on the replay, it kind of gives you the answer in a sense. So I was trying not to go too high, but I guess that does make sense, because we are bearish and stuff like that. So let's see, this would be another low over here. Let's see how this ends up playing out. Oh, that thing went dumping. Let's see what the daily looks like. See, okay, look at that, makes sense. That makes sense. Look at this daily right here. There's a daily dump right here. Right, there's a daily order block right there. So I'm wondering if that could be what gives you that information right there. So let's go to the 4-hour, closes below, and then we're gonna do it again. Let's see if this might be the area, because we did close below, we broke that. So what's most likely gonna happen is, here, let me actually let me put this line right here. Let's see, and then like I was saying, is that there is the smaller order block right there. Yo, Moroccan, what up? It's all good, bro. We're just kind of doing some back testing, trying to see, you know, trying to figure out some key levels and stuff like that. Just tested some things out. So this was the low, and there was the entry possibly right there, I wonder. So there's that, and I'm wondering, okay, that could be the retest like we kind of expect. All right, so look at, okay, so could that be it? This did close above there. Wondering if that could be the, oh, okay, you know what? Look, let's show you this right here. Because this did play out, looks like. Would this be considered the fair value gap right here? It did close below. So let's just see how this ends up playing out. Put it at the low of here and the high of here. See, like up here. See how this plays out. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, there it goes. There was the idea. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, so kind of what I was so that makes sense why obviously like I was saying where I stopped at the 4 hour where like I said where I took this entry the order block idea was from here, but when I look at the daily there's nothing really right there. There is this level right here, but then that would invalidate everything that's up here because it hasn't tapped these lower levels yet. And obviously it closing down here would make this be the area of interest that we're kind of looking for, at least for a bounce or something to go back into this, you know, back into back up like this to come down. Yo, Tyler, what up, Tyler? They're just doing some back testing right now, trying to figure out some key levels and stuff like that. Doing some replay and stuff like that. Let's just see how high it goes. My idea would be somewhere around here, I guess, at least to there, and then, you know, see how that goes. But obviously it's already at 90 pips in a profit if we were able to get in at that level over there, which was, like I said, it was smart to wait for that level to break, or to wait for that level to close above that fair value gap area. So I mean, let's see. Okay, then it goes back to our entry, which was right here, and does it go back up or does it continue down? Then I think it's just, oh, there it goes. Okay, so it does go all the way back down to here. I'm wondering if these could be the lows, or if it doesn't break these lows, and or does it go back up again? Now, where was this high at? This high was right here. So it went right up to those levels, and that was already 110 pips. So obviously I would have wanted to close way before it came down like that. But one thing is though, is that if your idea is correct, then it should just go to these highs and stuff like that. So let's just see how this ends up playing out. But obviously what I would want to work on is closing here, and then after closing there, wait for something to retest again and then get back in one more time. Daniel, what up, what up? What's up, Daniel? Just doing some back testing and stuff like that, just trying to figure out some key levels. So yeah, like I said, we're obviously we would have taken a buy here. Most likely I would have closed here because that is pretty big, but I just want to see how high this would go. If, you know, if we were in this trade like that, how high would it go? Will it actually hit the TP, or will it actually, you know, come back down and then go up or something like that? But this is the one thing about, you know, when you're taking these longer type of positions, they ooh, that thing's dumping. Obviously, like I said, I probably would have closed partials, would have broke even or something like that, at least by now. But I just, like I said, obviously replay, you could see how it really plays out and stuff. But yeah, like I said, the idea is that I want to be able to take these trades to where they do go all the way to the top, you know, or they go to TP instead of, you know, having to close partials. Kind of exactly like Lassig's been doing, man. That's, like I said, these were the ideas that he's been putting into my head and stuff. So like I said, the only way to try to get these ideas into reality is to practice on them, you know. So but it also requires you having to be able to hold for a lot longer, you know. And even, well, there it goes. Okay, so it did hit. So that was 160 pips right there that it did hit. But let's say it ends up running all the way back up here to these highs up here. How much would that have been, you know? So imagine from our entry, wherever our entry would have been, 100, look at that could be 200-300 pips or something like that. Yeah, I've been using the higher time frame lately. Yeah. That's what I'm kind of, like I said, this is where I kind of got where I kind of get my direction from. One thing I'm working on though is understanding, like, because a lot of times where I mess up is that I use, yo Zion, what's up, brother? What's up, brother? Hey, make sure you guys hit that like button. Hit that like button. We could get some likes in here. But yeah, what I've been kind of forgetting myself is that swinging them, yeah, is that more like an interday trade, I guess. You know, not so much of 5 minute type of trade, more or less probably a whole session type of trade or something like that. You know, because look at, I mean, obviously this one would have hit already, you know, 100 pips here, come back down, hit another 80 pips if you get back in, you know, and then come here, hit another 80 pips or something like that. But the idea would want to be able to hold the whole trade, and if your TP is up here, be able to hold all the way to the TP, you know. And especially when you get in a good position, let's say you get in down here, you can see nothing really even retests it, like nothing really gets close to hitting your break even if you were break even, you know. So that's where I'm kind of trying to work on, is just trying to take these trades. And if anything, closing partials, let's say I close 75% of it, but I leave that last 25% just to run all the way to TP, you know, and then that 25% could possibly like equal what I closed, you know, or stuff like that. Yeah. But the idea too, like I said, I don't want to have to take I don't, obviously I mean I would love to take trades every day, but sometimes these moves don't really plan out that much, you know. They don't pan out every single day like that. And look at this thing. This thing is just, it did create that, but look at what ended up happening. It did come back down. All right, so let's do another setup. Let's try to do another little a little test. Let's pick another little area. This is in 23, so this is last year. So this almost looks exactly like what's happening right now, to be honest. Let me exit out of here. So what I would do is, this is February 23rd. Oh, no. Yes, closing out. All right, change of structure. Yeah. All right, so look, we're right here in May 24th, the 24th. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just close it around and just, you know, pick a random area right here. Hopefully it's a different area. No, I don't want to be 24. Maybe like 20, 22, something like that. Let's see how that ends up looking. So what I want to do is kind of do the same thing, is that I want to try to find a area of interest. Yeah, Elastic was in here. I'm not sure, he might just be listening. But yeah, so like I said, what I want to do is obviously try to find direction and bias and stuff like that. So as you can see, we did break these lows over here. There's these lows over here, and we broke them. So this is kind of explaining this is how I kind of come up with these ideas, guys, is that, like, if you're looking at this chart right now, where would you want to take a trade at? You would want to take a trade here. You would probably take a sell here, maybe a sell here, a buy here. You know, you would want to take a buy here to go up. You maybe take a buy here to go up, a sell from here to go down. So the idea is to figure out why. Oh, did I remove that? Oh, I did. I do like that fair value gap. Looks, I'll go right there. Yeah. Oh, damn, that is not what I was looking for. Oh, that's sessions, that's why. FVG, Lux Algo, session, oh, right here. All right, was it that one? Maybe it was that one. Yeah, maybe it was that one. Yo, Kilkenny, what up, bro? What up? Just doing some little quick back testing real quick, and figuring some things out, you know. Just trying to figure them out. So yeah, I'm on the replay right now. The first one. Okay, the first one, yeah. Let me double check. FVG. Sam, yeah, that's the one I just grabbed right now. All right, yeah, that one's good. I like that one. All right, so yeah, like I'm saying, guys, is that if you're looking at your chart, you're going to want to look at where would you want to take a trade at. You obviously sell from here, buys here, you know, buys here to go up, sells here to go down. So you need to look left and figure out what is left that is like that would give you these ideas, or you know, those kind of things of like, why are these areas important compared to somewhere else, you know? So kind of what I'm looking at right here, I kind of looking left, I do see this right here. There's that there. We do have another one down here, and we are kind of bullish. That's on the weekly though, so let me go to the daily. Actually, the daily might look a little better. So the daily will be here. So what I would do is, like I said, we have this here, and then towards the bottom of this range before the move back up, we do have, I don't really like that. I don't like the way that looks. All right, so let me see. We have there. Let me see. I guess. I mean, actually, I'm gonna look at this level over here. That would be the level there. That would be the level there. And I'm looking at over here, this area right here, because that's our previous highs and stuff like that. And then let's see, these lows down here would probably be this guy right here. So if that's the case, we need to figure out what we're looking at on the 4 hour now. See what kind of areas are we expecting. So we do have this higher up here. Okay, so this could be something that I might use now, which would be this guy right here. That is the move before, that is the candle before we move down. Obviously this is, so it's obviously a big rejection area. And then going up, we do have these areas. So I could probably say this bottom candle right here would be a good area to look at, something like that. And then let's see what these dailies looking like. This here, this here, this here. All right, so there's that. That's kind of what this whole area is looking like. So we could see we have some highs here. The lows of these areas aren't till the bottom of there, so we could probably do some lows right there. Let's see. Well, that is the low actually. Let me see. The low of these candles right here, the low of this guy is right here. So let me put a low there. Let me put him a dotted line. And then the high of this guy is right there also. So that's the high of them right there. That's the high of them, and that's the low of these candles right here on the daily. So these three candles is the high and the low. So when I go down to the 15, you could kind of see where the range is at between these 3 days. So as you can see, these were the lows, and then we tapped the highs of that previous candle. So what I'm thinking could possibly happen is, what might need to happen is we might need a break above here and then come back down, possibly to tap these previous lows again. So if that's the case, and that's obviously the 3rd day right there. So let me see what this first day looks like. So the first day would be here. So that would be like the low of that candle. So I'm kind of just trying to find the highs and lows of each day. So pretty much now, the current day that we're in, this is a high, this is a low. And as you can kind of see, we're right in the middle of all that. So if we're in the middle of that, we need to figure out which direction we're going to be heading. So there's that high of there, and then we do have this low over here at way down here. So I would say maybe this would be the low of that. Yeah. All right, so that would be that would be that. Okay, let's go to this 15. Now let's try to figure out, okay, we did tap the highs of there, but I don't know if we broke the highs of the previous candle. Did we? Let's see, high, 05866. 05. Yeah, we did break that high. So I'm wondering now, could we possibly need to tap these lows? So kind of like the Donvo explains, is drive range liquidity. And I'm sure you guys already know about this, but I did upload a few videos today, so make sure you guys go subscribe. If you guys aren't subscribed to this channel, make sure you guys subscribe to this. Donvo right here. This is the video right here, the drive range liquidity, pretty much. It's pretty much what the idea is obviously like that. Look, drive range liquidity, kind of that kind of idea. And you can see that's the liquidity they grab to drive back up. So that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out right now. So look, I'm wondering if this could possibly be the drive, this could be the range, could this possibly be the liquidity? So if we happen to be grabbing liquidity, which is breaking these lows already, so as you can see, let me put a line, let me put a few like resistance lines and stuff, I guess you could say there. I'm wondering if something like that maybe. And then, you know, there's some lows right here. So if we're kind of driving, this was the drive, this was the range, this could be the liquidity. So if that happens to be the liquidity, do you think we might need to come back up to tap these highs? So if we need to tap these highs and we also have this area up here, this is kind of what I'm thinking we might need to target for us to start making this move back down, all the way back down to the lows again. Just my idea of what it is. So that's what we're gonna do right now, is try to figure out this direction and then find out where we're gonna be going next. So this did break these lows right here. That did break these lows, so that could be the liquidity we're grabbing. I believe you're correct. Maybe the open of London session will tap the highs and drop. Yeah, exactly. So let's see what time we're at. So technically right now we would be in a oh, actually this is Friday. Oh, this is Sunday. Damn. So what we're gonna have to do is Sunday. Let me wait for a candle to, okay, this is Sunday's Asian session now. So this Sunday's Asian session. So we're let's see, the Asian opening will be right here at 1930. So somewhere around here at 1930 will be, oh no, not that. This will be the 1930 Asian session. So we're technically Sunday Asian session right now. So what we're kind of gonna do is see what ends up happening is that once we get to this Asian opening, we're gonna see if we're obviously above or below it to see if that finds a direction also. So we are in the liquidity area, so we're kind of ranging right now. So we did break below it. Okay, there's that one right there. So let me see, let me make this line here, put this here, I'm gonna put it yellow. So that'll be the Asian opening right there. So like we're saying though, is that if we are below it, we should be looking for buys. If we're above it, we should be looking for sells. So we are below it. So look, here's that. I'm wondering if this could be the area that we might need to be targeting. Let me put this fair value gap back on. So what I'll probably do is that if we start to move our way back up, I'm gonna wait for a fair value gap to close above, and then we'll try to take the trade going upwards, stuff like that. So let's see how this plays out. So since we're below it, we're gonna wait for something to close going back upwards. There's the inside bar. There goes the break of that low, which is this guy right here. And it also broke this previous low, which is this guy over here. So what I'm kind of thinking is that could possibly be, Ryan, if you know what I'm thinking, this possibly could be our perfect entry right here. I guess there's only one way to find out, is to hit that buy and then to see if this ends up being that area. If it's not, it's not. Then we'll work on something else. And let me just put it at the previous low, which is 17 pips. And then we'll probably go up here to this 70 pip area. So let's see what this ends up playing out like. That did hit one more time. Oh, nope. I guess that wasn't it. I guess that wasn't it. So, wondering now though if this could be the area, because look now, like we were saying, is that that dotted line was the previous lows that we were talking about of this daily candle. So if that's the lows we were kind of targeting, if this was the lows we're targeting, we should be looking for a buy. And that did create that low there. So let's see what ends up happening. I'm gonna wait for that fair value gap to possibly close. But where I kind of think I messed up at too, Ryan, look at what I forgot to think about. If I'm using this area of interest, or even if not that one, look at how they closed below the 50 line, right? That's not a good sign. So what I should be doing is look, but these also closed below the 50 line, so that's not a good look. So I don't think that would even be the area. So let me see if this would be the area over here, which would be this guy. Nope, that closed below the 50 area. Yeah, it has to make the W true. So yeah, that all closed there. Let me see something. Let me go to the higher time frame. I might need to have it down here at this area right here, which is this guy here and this guy here. So let's see what it looks like. That did close. Let's see. Oh nope, see, and it closed below again, so that's not the area we want. So maybe it was these lower levels down here then. So I'm wondering though, or you know what, it's, look at, here's the 4-hour one. Let me remove these daily long wick, these guys right here. Remove that. So look, I have this 4-hour order block right here now, and we're gonna see right now how this ends up playing out. See if that's the area we should be looking for. Nope, it looks like we closed below again. But you know what? That probably would be it, because look, oh well. Okay, so that didn't work out. That one didn't work out. So I remember the high that breaks the low. Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yep. All right. So let me see something here. The high that broke the low. Okay, so technically, this was the high that broke the low. Well, no, that didn't break the high. This was the low. Okay, so it would be this guy then. You think it could be this guy then? Let me see something. Let me see if this could be the line that we might be looking for. Something like that, which would be that. And then if that's the high that broke the low, I'm wondering if this could be the area. Oops. Oh, damn, wrong one. Note that closed below. So it might end up being this bottom area that we should be looking for then, because this was the first box that I drew. So I'm just wondering if that might need to be, because let's see. This is exactly why I'm back testing, because I need to do this over and over and over and figure out why this is wrong, why this is right. So you know what? Look at there. There might be that fair value gap right there. Or I mean that you know what? Where did I put that line from? The high that broke the low. Okay, so look. This dotted line is from this low, because this is the high that broke there. So if we need to target a low, maybe that's the low we needed to target. And it also broke in these lows that are previous lows right here. So if it broke these previous lows, I'm wondering if that could be it. Because look at that, also looks like that formation that we talk about. So let me see something real quick. Let's go back to here. Let's go back over here. Now let's see if this is the box that we might need to be looking for. So if this could be the candle wick like that. Let me see, and then nothing closes below it. You know what? I'm wondering if that could have been the entry, because it's like, okay, so let me just take a buy right here. Well, let me replay it one more time back here, just because this is where I would, like, obviously where I would have wanted to take the trade would be the closure above that fair value gap, like Elastic talks about. So this is what Elastic was talking about. Well, actually, there isn't no fair value gap right there. Let's see, 15, there's probably one here. Oh, right there, that's the one. So let me see something. Let me see something. Obviously, we know it's going to go up, but look at, like we're saying, once this candle breaks and closes above that fair value gap right there, I'm wondering if that could be the candle we're looking for. So look, there, boom, take a buy. Stop loss would be previous low. TP would be previous high. Well, not previous high, but like, let's say this range high over here. There's a support right here. There's a support here. Obviously 5-10 pips isn't what I'm trying to look for. I need the moves that do 50 pips and 100 pips. So that's kind of what I'm trying to work on, is finding those moves. All right, so let's see how it ends up playing out. It does, obviously we know it does go up, but it does give a retest on one of these levels. So maybe this could be the retest. So that's like 15 pips right there. That's back at 10 pips, 8 pips, 20 pips, 30 pips, 25 pips, 39 pips, 35, 38, 40, 35. Oh, there goes TP. Boom, there it is. That was it, Ryan. Like the high and the low, that was the area that we were looking for. And like I said, this is how I was able to, well, this is the idea of where the low came from, is because this is the low that broke the high. If like this low is connected to this high right here, and this was the previous high that we broke in. So the low that's connected to that high was exactly, so the low that was connected to the high, which is this low connected to this high right here, is the one that broke in this high. So there was the target that we were looking for. And it was also, just from me putting a dotted line right here, let me remove all these lines just so it makes it a little bit more cleaner. This line right here is from the bottom of that wick. Because why? That wick right there is this is connected, because you have to remember, think of it as like this is one person right here. That's one person, and then this is a person right here. So this person is all connected. So this low broke the high of this person. So it broke that pretty much. So that's where I kind of, okay, let me see if this is the bottom of that candle. Boom, that's the low. And if when I moved my way down to the hourly, I see this kind of I see this wick right here, but that's not really that good of a like we say, when you put a box right there, this can't go below, like this can't go below the 50 line. So when I was saying though is that when I had it on that 4 hour, it's right there on that low. So let's go to the 30, and there's a order block right here, it looks like. Boom, that's a good one, because look at where that line goes. It went right into that 50 line, exactly like that. And then it's also the same order block as this 15-minute one. So it's pretty much the same idea as this. So it's there, which is this candle right here. This candle right here. So like we're saying though, is that as you can see, when we go back to the 30-minute, nothing closes below that 50 line. I mean, obviously right now we can tell, but like at this point, nothing closes below that right now. Like once it closes, look, it respects it. This one wicks it, respects it, right? And then we get a retest. So if I go to the 15, this is the optimal entry, I believe, because look at this, created a fair value gap right there. And there is where once we close above respecting it, because obviously let me show you this, is that when we go one more candle back, technically there's no fair value gap there yet, because it hasn't created it. It only gets created once that red candle gets formed right there, which then it creates it right here. But as you can see, nothing's getting created yet because it's still moving up. So this wouldn't be your entry yet. What you would wait for is that fair value gap to be created. And as you can see, once this fair value gap creates, look at now, there goes the fair value gap that popped up. As you can see that, what we're gonna wait for now is a candle to close above there, respecting it. Once it closes above respecting it, look, boom, it respects it. So let me double check. So what would probably happen is it either needs to tap into there one more time or break this previous low right here. And once it breaks that previous low, boom. Let me see what this 30 looks like. Okay, look at, there it is right there. Hey Ryan, there goes those 3 candles that we talk about. There is where it happens at, inside of that wick. And if I were to, let's see, if I were to put like a box right here, I go down to the 5-minute. Oh, I can't go down that low because it's on replay. But the idea is that's where you would want to take your trade, is once it hits into that fair value gap right there. Let me close this off and close that off. Boom. And look. There. Okay, so it's that one then. Okay, so there's that. That's what you wait for. My bad. Because I know I was saying you have to close above. Well, technically nothing closes above yet. If you look at it, like I'm saying, is that you want to close above. Once it closes above, because none of these, and green above, not red above, is what I'm assuming, because that's obviously what happens here. So once that one closes red, and then this one closes above there, there's your entry on this candle right here. So once that closes above, you could probably most likely hit your buy on that candle, and then there's your entry that you would want to take all the way back up. So yeah, there's that. All right, so that one wasn't a bad one. That one wasn't bad. That one wasn't bad. Let's do it again. Let's do another one. Let's try to find another one. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, like I said, I just restart the replay, and then I just pick a random day, so this is currently right here. So what I'll do is I go up here so I can't see what's gonna happen. Now focus on TP where our, oh, I got you. That is true. That is true. Focus on where TP, where our potential liquidity pool and higher time frame fair value gap or OBS, all that stuff. Yeah, it's true. I just forgot about that. Yeah, that's true. I need to focus on trying to find where our TPs would be at. So what I should have did on there is let it play out and see how high it would have went, so we could have obviously no. Hey yo, Lassic, there's my buddy Kilkenny, the one that's in the chat. That's my buddy right there. He's been watching Andrew's course and stuff like that too, so he's been working on these, helping me out too, figuring some of this stuff out too. So that's my buddy right there. But yeah, man, that's the one that I've been teaching how to trade and stuff. So he's been killing it too himself. He's only like 3-4 months in, but man, this dude is going crazy though. I can't even lie. 4 months in, I was nowhere near how far he is. He definitely knows his stuff already, but he's working on it too. So yeah, I just want to let you know that's my buddy. So if you see him, that's my guy right there. But yeah. All right, let's get back to it. Let's try another one. All right, so I want to try one here from, we did just do January. Let's do June. Let's do right here. June right here. August. Fuck it. Right. Oh, damn. I keep doing Friday. I need to do it further. I want to do like, let's do Wednesday right here. Wednesday's a good day. Or Tuesday. That's cool too. Tuesday's cool. Beginning of the week. We're already in the middle of the week. Now let's try to figure something out. All right. So now when we kind of look at this, we are coming down. We did break these lows. It already looks like it's kind of happening. The trade that we probably would have wanted. But yeah, anyways, we'll figure another one out. So look, there's that. We are bullish. And look, there's a 3-piece right here. If you guys know what a 3-piece is, we got the one candle here, the one candle there, and then the break of that low, boom, 3-piece. Fills in the range, perfect. All right, so this is what we're looking for now. Okay, so let's do it all over again. Let's try to find an area of interest, which would probably be this guy. And then I guess we could say this guy right here is on there. There's that. 4 hours. Okay, so we did break that high. So let's go down to this smaller time frame, which would be here and here. Let's see there, and then we could come back down to this and this. So we're kind of figuring those plays out. So it's looking like we've already kind of done that. So let's figure out what broke what. Okay, this broke. These are the lows that broke this high. These are the lows that broke that high. So we could probably, I mean, I guess that would be an interest. Which the highs that broke the lows. So that would be these highs. So it would most likely be here then, is where we would probably be targeting. So if we're going to be looking for something, we might want to be looking for a trade to go up that way. And maybe start targeting this little range up here. So let's go to that 4 hour. There is these highs right here. Technically, these highs, these are the lows. Remember the highs that broke the lows, the highs that broke the lows, lows that broke the highs. So let's see, where would we want to be looking for possible all right, so let's see. These are the highs. Let's see, there's that. Let's see on this hourly, see what this hourly looks like. There is a target kind of up here. We do have these highs over here that possibly need to be tapped. These are the lows that did break there, so these lows got tapped already in these highs. This is exactly why 1710, yeah, right there. That's a good area right there. But yeah, this is exactly why we do these back testing, because now I'm kind of looking at, I feel like I'm stumped a little bit. Like I feel like that other one did go smoothly, a lot smoother, but this one definitely, yeah, I know what you mean right there. But yeah, these ones, it's a little bit more confusing, because it looks like this was the idea that we would have taken earlier. We would have probably wanted for that. So if anything, we might want to wait till we come up here before we take our trade. Well, obviously we probably shouldn't force anything, because at any time this could just do this, and then come up here. So you obviously don't want to be in the drawdown. So maybe the best thing to do will be to just wait for these areas to get tapped. So if this is our area, we might want to take a sell from up there to come back down. So let's try to look for something like that. Possibly like I said, this is part of the plan too, is you don't want to force any type of trades. You always want to try to get into a trade that is part of your plan. So if my plan is to take a sell from possibly up here, I shouldn't be taking no sell right here. I shouldn't be taking no buys right here, because if that's not part of the plan, you got to follow the plan. And the reason why it's important to follow the plan is so that way you could repeat these steps over and over and over. You want to be able to do it like a robot. It's like Don always says, you just need more sample sizing. Because if you get into a trade and you're nervous, you're like, it's because you don't got enough sample sizing. But if you get into a trade, you're just like, all right, let's set it and forget it in a sense, and you're just gonna let it play out. That's because you've done enough. If you look carefully, you will see a range, manipulation, and distribution. Ooh, nice. Let's see. Okay, so we have those levels there. So let's see. Okay, so these are the highs that broke these lows. So like we were saying, is these were the lows, right? So this is the high that's connected to these lows right here. So these might be the highs we might need to be targeting. So if that's the case, but then there's also this high right here. Technically it's a small high, but it's like, well, no, that's not really, that didn't get broken actually. So no, I wouldn't want to mess with that. I wouldn't want to mess with that. Simplifying trades, exactly. Simplify your trades, you know, and this is why it's good to have a playbook, you know. And one thing about Lassick, like, I don't know if you guys seen when I was showing his trades earlier, like, if you notice, they all look the same. Like, look at this trade. It looks almost the exact same as all these other trades. It doesn't matter what trade he takes, it looks the same, but it's because he's following a playbook. He's following his plan, you know. It's like, that's the important part of it. Is, and this one's on NAS, I believe. No, this one's on gold too. But it's the idea though, like, look at this is on gold. Oh no, this is on NAS right here. And like I said, everything looks the same. It's like, you just want to follow your plan. You don't want to do a bunch of different things, because that's how you get yourself into bad trades and stuff like that. So like I said, look at this is for sure an older gold trade, but it's the same idea. Everything looks the same as one of these older trades up here that was probably gold or something. Like, this is another gold one. So like I said, he's waiting for specific things to happen, and he's waiting for his play to play out. If it's not part of his play, he doesn't take it. And look at, like I said, look at the results on this one. This one up here is, you can see this one's on gold technically, but if you look at the top, look at how he had 2,400 points on NASDAQ. And that was just from taking, you know, a NASDAQ trade like this one right here. You know, so being able to hit these type of trades, this is what we want to do, is, you know, be able to repeat this cycle, doing them over and over and over. But this is one thing he also emphasizes, is that in order to do things like that, you have to wait for it. You can't just take those type of trades every single day, because they're also not going to happen every single day. They're going to happen maybe, you know, 2-3 times a week at the most. So there's some days you just have to sit and watch price action just play out. Even sometimes, yeah, patience is key. Exactly, Ryan. That's exactly the thing. It's like, he also says that, you know, he don't take trades every single day, but I'm sure he would want to take a trade every day. But if his setup doesn't show, then he's not taking the trade. So that's why I say it's important that when you follow a playbook, it requires patience also, because you have to be AMD. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Exactly. And that's just, this is AMD pretty much. What Don explains about the whole drive range liquidity, it's just different words, you know. So yeah, no forcing trades, brother. No forcing trades. So for instance, look at where we're at. Let's say this is the range right here, and we're right in the middle of it. There's only a little bit this way. There's only a little bit this way. Why not wait for this to happen to take that whole range, you know? So that's why I say it's important to try to, yeah, not taking a trade and following your plan is still a win. Still a win. Because if you think about it, when you lose a trade, it just hurts you. It doesn't help you, you know? So as long as you don't even take a trade, yo, Ultrarize, what up, brother? What up? We're just doing a little back testing, trying to figure out a few things right now. So like I said, what I'm kind of waiting now, so let's figure this out. So like I was saying, these were the lows that got broken. So this high belongs to these lows right here. So like I said, these are the lows that got broken. the high that belongs to those lows is this high up here. So what I'm possibly going to do is wait for some type of trade possibly to come back down this way. So let's play this out. Let's see. Let's go to the 1 hour and start figuring out some things and see if we could possibly, because there is a high right here that got rejected, but nothing else actually broke that high. So I don't think that might be very valid, but we're going to see how price reacts in that area. All right, so let's see. Let's go to the 30. Let's go to the 30, and let's see what this ends up playing out like. So let's kind of wait. Like we're saying, we're waiting for these levels to be tapped. We're waiting for these levels to be tapped. We're not gonna do nothing until these levels get tapped that we're waiting for. So if we're waiting for these levels to be tapped, we're gonna wait for things to happen and see if they happen. Let's see if they happen. Let's see if they have. Oh, let me press play. Play right here. So let's see. It's the best way to trade funded accounts. 1 to 2, 1 to 4 RR, but trying to refine it currently. Yes, that's true. Exactly. It definitely is. And like, I mean, kind of, if you really think about it, this does look like a perfect little setup right here. Let me see something real quick. From here to here. No, not that one. No, from here to here. So like it does the same thing, is that these are the new lows right here, and you can see we broke those lows, and that's exactly what ended up happening right there. It did the same. Oh, look at, I want to show this. I just want to do this right now. Obviously hindsight, I mean, it already happens, but look at this right here. This would be the same idea. Because we are so bullish already, we are bullish. This is the new low right here, which is these guys. Let's see on this, which would also be there. Let's see what that looks like. Yes, sir. Okay, so let me put this 50 box here. Nothing should close below this middle line right here. And then this is also the low right there. So we did just tap those lows, right? Boom, we broke that low. Oh, we broke these lows right here, which with this candle we broke the low. And now if that creates the new low right there. Let me see what this 30 is looking like. And exactly, that is the possible move right there. Let's see what this ends up playing out like. Boom. Or is it that low? It would need to be that low then, which would be this low right here. Let's see. Yeah, because that is the low right here. This is the low of this candle right here. That's the high and the low of it. Let's see what ends up playing out. Boom, it taps it. Goes back up to those lows. Okay, so like I said, look. These are the lows that broke. These are the highs that broke these lows. Okay, so we most likely will need to target back up to these highs. So let me see what happens. That ends up being those moves right there. Let's see. All right, I just wanted to check something. I thought I seen that same idea, unless this was the idea, unless it's this candle right here that's supposed to be well, let's see, the 30-minute. No, there's no one right there. The 15-minute would be there. So right here would be the move back up. So yeah, that might be it, I think. That might be the move. Let's see. Those are the lows. These are the lows. Let me see something. Because what I seen it happening, I seen exactly what we just practiced right now. There it goes right there, okay? So there's the move right there back into that fair value gap, I believe. So obviously you would want to take a buy. And let's see if this stop loss would be these previous lows right here. TP back up to there. Let's see what this ends up playing out like. Okay, that's probably what we want to do. That's where I messed up. Okay, that's exactly where I did wrong earlier. Look. Okay, when we close back above this box right here, there's no fair value gap yet. Nothing got created yet. So when we wait for this candle to happen, look at what happens. Okay, so now it created that fair value gap. Boom. But what did we say earlier? We have to wait till a green candle closes above it. So this one technically closes above it, but if you were to rewind the chart, when it did close above it, it hasn't created no fair value gap yet. So what you would want to wait for is wait for that thing to play out, let it create the fair value gap. Boom, it created the fair value gap. Wait for a green candle to form. There we go. Oh. So what I would have wanted was, once that green candle forms right there, there's where you would want to take your buy at. Stop losses, these previous lows right here, which is, this is 36 pips. It's not too bad. And then let's say 60, which would be 1 to 2 RR in a sense. 1 to 2 right there. And especially if you guys remember, we are kind of targeting this, at least these are some highs right here. I'm gonna put the TP at that level right there, because I do know those are highs that need to be tapped. So let's see how this ends up playing out, because like I said, that candle finally closes green above the fair value gap like we would want. Let's see how that ends up playing out. Oh, it did retest it. It did go up. Technically, that is that's 32 pips right there. 53 pips, 70 pips, 60, 100 pips. Boom, 150 pips again. There's the move again that we were kind of waiting for. Exactly like we said. And if you remember, look at exactly how that looks. And because we're already bullish, we're already kind of targeting this top level up here. That was the move again. That was the move. So, I mean, like I said, that could have been one trade right there. But let's see how high it goes. And the reason why I did have this area right here is because of that previous 15-minute top wick. But let me see something real quick. Beautiful, exactly, Moroccan. That's the level we were just talking about. You know, that's the same level we were just talking about. So if that ends up being the case, let's see what this, or let's see. Okay, so yeah, like I said, that target was this area right here. You can see these highs right here. So these were the highs that never got broken. As you can see, like we would say, is that if you look over here, this high got broken by these highs. So that explains why we did end up coming down. Whereas you could kind of see these highs right here, they've never got tapped. So that's why I kind of figured our first level, maybe our first TP would be here. So now, where this is a big fair value gap also right here. There's a big fair value gap. So I'm wondering on a higher time frame, let's see the 4 hour. Let's see where the where our targets would need to be at if that's the case. So if our target, look at, there's a fair value gap right here, free traffic, exactly. Look, there's a fair value gap here, and then there's also these highs right here, like the highs that we were expecting. So like, let's see where our targets would need to be at. So like, let's say we just left that trade, where would we want a TP at? There would need to be a TP, probably, I would say, at least in the 50 line, maybe even this other 50 line up here. So let's just, I'm gonna just remove this, and then actually I'm gonna put 2 lines. So the 50 line, all 3 of these lines, look, there's one line here, the 50 line of that fair value gap, and then also the top of the fair value gap, and then also the middle of this area of that we're targeting, which is, this is one thing I need to figure out too. Are we gonna break this high, or we just need to break this high, or we need to break this high? Is one of these highs are going to be the ones that need to be targeted, but that's what I'm saying is why I have these lines right here, because this is what we're going to be looking for to take that possible trade. So let's see, let's get back down to this 15-minute time frame. And like I said, the first line already been tapped, so that's kind of, that could have been our TP1, the 1 here, 2 here, and then, you know, this could be 3. Obviously I probably wouldn't want to have that many TPs, just for the reason I might close 50%. This is my idea, is I would close 50% here. I would close maybe, because like I said, this is the middle line of that fair value gap. So if what might need to happen is we might need to touch the top of it. So I would probably leave another 25 for there, or if anything, leave a 25 at the halfway mark, and then leave the full TP up here. So if it ends up, and then, you know, going to break even up here, or trailing or something already type of thing. So, but this is why I'm saying, while we're back testing, like Elastic just reminded me, we need to figure out where our TPs would need to be at. What levels are the ones that we need to target? And if that's the case, these are the levels that we might need to target. So let's see where we might need to target some levels at. So like I said, that was the TP1 already. And let's see if we end up hitting this 50 line, the top of the fair value gap, the 50 line of this box we're targeting, or the high of the whole move over there. But this is one thing too, is that let's say you go break even, this could maybe wick you down before going up. You never know, depending on how good of an entry you got. But from the way this is looking, because it found that support right there, not even close, because our entry was down here in this box area, so, or like right above it. So if we didn't even get close to it, so look at, there goes the TP, that halfway mark, there goes the top of the fair value gap. And let's see what ends up happening now. So where would we had to target? Okay, so there's a good chance that if we do make it all the way up here, we do need to tap this high up here. So maybe that could be there. Well, look at where we got rejected at, is that 50 mark. But not saying we can't still go up, but look at where we did get the rejection at. And we did do a retest right above that fair value gap again. So let's see if we end up making it to the very top of here. Because if we make it to the top of here, I'm going to possibly be looking for a sell now. Yes, sir. So like I said, these were already kind of my levels that we were expecting. So, and that was actually a good thing, because if we're already kind of expecting, that's one thing I'm working on also, is if we're expecting these levels to be tapped and we happen to be way down here, we kind of already know it's going to be going up here. The trick is, though, is to get into a good enough position where we can have minimal drawdown and just go possibly straight to TP, you know? Yeah, let me check that real quick. Let me put it on the 4 hour. The 4 hour. Okay, so look at the 4 hour has no top wick, which is kind of explaining why we did get rejected. But if look at where we got rejected at, right at that 50 line, which is the top of this range right here. So that's this candle right here, and that 50 line is just right in the middle, and that's exactly where we got rejected at. So what I'm kind of thinking, I mean, this also went down another 100 pips, but obviously from where we possibly would have gotten in at, let's say where we would have gotten in at, it would have been, I forget where the entry was at, but anyways, it would have, you know, we could have, that's being a little risky. Always check the 4 hour. Yeah. Like I said, the way I kind of think about it is, if you take a big enough trade, you should leave a little bit at least so you could hit full TP and be done. You don't want to have to get out and then try to get back in right here, and then it's just like, it just makes it too risky, you know? So that's why I say too, it's good just to let your trade run, hit full TP, or break even, obviously, but obviously break even will be somewhere way down here and stuff like that. So, and look at where that's going again. Ooh, that, see, so now that's where we got taken out at, or back down again. So that might be a good idea to understand where should our target be. Our target might be that top area, which is, like we're saying over here, is this area right here. Look at where we only went back up to that 50 line. So if our TP, where we should probably keep our TP at, is once we know, okay, this is an area we're targeting, maybe put our TP right around that area. Not saying it can't go back up, but the thing is obviously, like, my idea is that we would have lost 280 pips, or depending how good of your entry it was, you coming down 280 pips already, you know. So let's just see how this ends up playing out. Like I said, my idea though is still that we need to come up here. So let's see if that ends up working out. Time to sell, filling the fair value gap. Yeah. Oh, let me go back to this 4 hour. Yeah, that thing is still moving. Still moving. Let's see. But I mean, if you kind of think about it, that looks almost like a nice little sell right there. Well, not so much. You wouldn't maybe want to take nothing right there. Yeah, let's see how it goes. See how it plays out. Oh, let me hit that play button. Let's see. Do we make it back up to the top, or do we come back down? Not yet. Ooh, boom. And it's still just happening over and over again. All this, like, it. That's why I say, when you have a plan. Let me see if this could be one now. Look at that thing. I'm wondering if that could have been something now. Look, we created these lows, we created these highs. Right here, this is another one. Let me see something. Obviously, like, I just want to practice. Like I said, this is what I'm practicing. So when we see these areas kind of getting broken, this would be the same idea as before. Once we break above there, but no, that's let's see. It is respecting that 50 line again, like we're saying. You don't want nothing to close below there. Okay, boom. That would have been our entry right there, that guy. Once it did find that respect, it broke these lows. It created another fair value gap, which is this guy. And once we close above it, like I said, look, see, there's no fair value gap yet. Nothing closes above this level. I mean, you could also maybe say this candle right here is the one that broke above it, but like how we said, you got to wait for it to create that. So yeah, there it goes. Yeah, so I mean, either one of these candles could have been the entry, because obviously both of these ideas were correct. Once you close above there, same idea. Let's just see. Stop loss back to the previous low. TP back up here. Let's see how it would go. See how it would turn out. Boom, again, it hit TP again. Same thing again. Look, it almost looks like the same thing happening right here again. So once that candle closes, let's see. Let's just see if that ends up happening again. It did close. Oh, I didn't put no TP. This is 20 pips, so I'll put the previous low. That's 20 pips, and then back up here to this high. Back to these highs, right? Or let's see where this 4 hour fair value gap or something would be at. There's really nothing there. There's nothing there. I would put it, I guess I could put it right here, these previous highs, which is this red candle. It's 40 pips, but I just want to see if it ends up doing that again. Oh, I didn't mean to take a buy. Yeah, I did mean to. Let's see. Boom. Let's see. Could that be it? Could that be the end of the streak? Ooh, hold. Ooh, we're down. We're up 20 pips. 70 or 7, 18, down 10, up 20, down $1, or up 23 pips. 50, 26, 48. It is struggling at those levels though. There's 34. Oh, there it goes. It hit. Oh, see, boom. I got kind of lucky on that one then. It got lucky on that one. And it did the same exact thing again. It came right back up to these levels and then it just dumped from there. So it's something to do with those levels. It's not really like I said, I'm still expecting these highs to be tapped. So I'm wondering though, if our entry was somewhere down here, this is where our perfect, probably our perfect entry would be somewhere down here. Exactly, so close. So look, let's just say like our idea of what we were looking for was something like this, and our entry was down here. Obviously, we could be holding, and it's still, even though it does come down, it's like our entry is down here because this looks like the same thing. Look, once we close above, we have that fair value gap that formed. Once we close above, the fair value gap forms, and then this green candle that closes above it. Yo, Godfather, what up, brother? That would have been our entry right here. So if you could kind of think about, that's where our entry is at. Even if it does come down like that, we're still at break even at this point. Probably, most likely, we're at break even. So let's just see how this ends up playing out, and we're gonna see if our next move is somewhere up here to come down. So obviously, like I said, everything's doing the same thing again. It's just almost repeating itself, doing the same thing there. Oh, let's see how this ends up. Let me see. Let me remove this right here. I'm wondering if this could be another one to probably go back up, because look at that, broke these lows, and now what we might need to do is possibly wait for a closure back up, a fair value. There it goes. Okay, look, now what we're gonna do is wait for a closure above it. Let's see. Nope, nothing closed above it yet. Oh, see, so that's actually a good sign though, that we have to wait for a closure above it, because if nothing closed above it, that explains why it did just dump down. So that wasn't our move yet. Maybe this next round though, look at, now this low got broken, now this one coming up. Now let's wait for, see if that ends up happening one more time, doing the same thing. It broke the low. It's going to create a possible, let's see, boom, waiting, nope, see, did it again. It wasn't our move yet. Wasn't our move. And like I said, these are all the lows that are getting broken. There's a move right here, move right there. Okay, so I'm thinking this could be the one right here. This would be the one right here. Let's see if once it creates a fair value gap, we're going to close above it, and then we'll take a possible trade above. Oh, nope. Still nothing. Still not. Nope. Nothing. So let's see this one down here. Boom, right here. Let's see this one. Could that be the area? Or was that it finally? Or you know what? Let me check something. I need to double check something. So let me go to the 30-minute. Let's go to the hourly. Oh yeah, it's still, technically no, but because my idea also is you don't want nothing closing below this 50 line, because once it closes below that 50 line, it kind of invalidates it. But okay, let's see if this ends up being the move then, because once it creates a fair value gap and it closes above it, nope. Well, technically it did close above it. Elastic, if you're still in here, I'm wondering, will a red candle above it still count as that, or should we be waiting for a bullish closure above it? I know you think you said it earlier. see what he said. Now focus. Yeah, that one. Close above. Candle closure above. Yeah, so technically that did close above. So let's just see right now. It's the only one way to find out is to see. So when that red candle closes above, it technically still closes above. So let's take a buy right there, because like I said, we were waiting for these all to be playing out. But why weren't we? None of them created a fair value gap, and none of them created a candle closure above it. And now this is the first one that did exactly what we were waiting for, and this one closed above it. So we were taking a buy here. Now let's see, stop losses would be the previous lows, which would be down there, and then the high would be back up to here, possibly something like this. I would say, yeah, there's a fair value gap right here in this box. So my idea would be at least probably take partials there or something like that. Let me see something. Let's see something real quick. The line would be right there at that one. Let me see something. There's gonna be a line here. Boom. All right. So there's the area. Oh, wait, was that what I was doing? Okay, yeah, that is it. Okay, yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this right here, maybe. Okay, okay, let me see. This guy might be it. Boom. So what I want to look for is the 50 line of that candle. So yeah, there could be our target somewhere right there. Let's see if that could be our target. Boom, right there. 78 pips. So let's see. And then let's see it play out. Closes above. Closes. That one technically closed above also. We are respecting that fair value gap. It is bouncing right off of it. We aren't closing below it at all. Let's see. Technically, we're up 30 pips so far. 17 pips, 28, 12, or 21, 13, 13, 2, or 20, 7, 1, 6, 8, set, minus 2, minus 8. So we did close back. But like I said, this could also be why you don't move your stops to break even just yet. This is why if you're in the correct trade, it should play out. If you end up hitting your stop losses because possibly it wasn't the right trade. But this is also why we talk about making sure you're managing your trades correctly, as in you're not risking more than 1%, 2% per trade, you know. So that way, in case this trade does hit your stop loss, at least you're only losing 1%, 2%. But whereas when we win a trade this way, it also gets back 2 to 4% type of thing. So it obviously takes more losses to lose just one win, you know. So this is what I've asked myself and Lasik. Lasik's been doing a lot better at it, but this is what he's been teaching me about, is the whole, obviously you could trade however you like, but I guess for me personally, for me to feel comfortable with being able to hold my trades and not have to really move the stop losses to break even that often, would be to making sure I only risk 1%, you know. So that way, even if I hit stop loss, I know that's 1%. If I hit TP, I know that's 2 to 3%, possibly sometimes 4 or 5%, depending on how big the trade is. But oop, and look at, there it goes, it hit the stop loss. So technically that one was a loss. So let's try to figure out why that one was a loss. I guess too, because of the fact, like I was saying earlier though, I don't want nothing closing below this 50 line box. So that actually just gives me a little bit more confirmation that this wasn't the trade I wanted, because we did have a closure below. You know, that's not what you want. But let's see something like this. Yeah, that was too close of a, obviously like right here it does close, so it lets you know, but this is why we will be waiting for a fair value gap to form and no fair value gap even formed right here, so that wouldn't be our trade. And this is also explaining why it's just doing that, you know. So but let's see on a higher time frame where I could probably get, maybe I'm wondering if this could be something. So let's see from there. I'm gonna move this box like that. Let's see, so there is these lows here. We did break those lows. Now let's see if that's the possible move now. Oh, bam. Nope, that wasn't the move. That's not what we want. So that's why I say, though, it's important to make sure you're waiting for your setups. Let me see now. Let me see something here. There's a four. Nope. But you see how same thing with there is like when I make that box with this order block right here, things are closing below it, so that's not that 50 line. That's not what I want right there. So what I'm probably gonna have to do, let's go to the daily. There could be something on the daily maybe, but no. Let's see, hourly. I guess it could be. I'm wondering if this could be it then. And the reason, like I said, I'm choosing different levels for a reason. I'm not choosing a random level and just, hey, let's see what happens. The reason why I chose this level is because we have a support here and we have a resistance here. So this is like that middle line before the move up. So I want to figure out, those are the targets we might be targeting. Because like I said, we have a resistance and we have a support right here. So this is the first one before any of that. So that's why, and like I said, like now even with that bottom wick down, that might have been the closure above. So we're gonna see right now how that ends up working out. And look at this, actually closed like that, respecting that 50 line again. Even this one did that. So let's see, maybe this could be the possible trade area that we might be wanting to look for. Because yeah, this might also be, let me see something here. You know what, I'm wondering if that could be it. There's even a small one right here on the 15 that's like that. I'm wondering if that has anything to do. Oh, we can't go that low. There's also one here like that, but that closes below. That's not it right there. So let's see if it's this 31 we're talking about. No, it's the hourly. Let's see the hourly. Yeah, the hourly would be this red candle box over here, which is this candle right here. So let's see how that ends up forming. We'll go back down to the 15. You know, we have this right here, a retest, exactly kind of like we want. So what we're gonna wait for is a possible break above, and then and then another candle to create this fair value gap. And then when the candle closes above, and also remember that candle that we waited for was also a red candle. So I'm wondering, like I said, that could be information that I need to remember, that it needs to close bullish. Because obviously if something is closing bearish, that's letting you know there's bearish pressure. Whereas if it closes bullish, then that lets you know there's a bullish pressure. So let's see how this ends up playing out. Oh, nope, that closed below. But let's see on the 30. It might still, okay, still respects it. The 30, so it's still valid. So what we're gonna wait for is a fair value gap to possibly form on a retest. There it goes. Okay, boom. There it is. Let's see if this ends up closing. I want to take a buy. I'm assuming this closes. That's why I stopped there. So I'm going to take a buy there, and I'm going to put my stop losses. Oh, that's a pretty big stop loss. I'm going to put it at the bottom of this level, and then I'll put them at, let's see, the hourly. There's a fair value gap here. There's a resistance there, all of that. So I'm thinking it's going to at least come to this yellow line, which is this previous lows. And then if it needs to, we could probably put like our second TP up here, which would be the highs of these guys. So let's just see how this ends up playing out and see if that continues up. Or actually, in what I understand of the 42 ideas, this is also a 42 idea. Once this breaks, let me see, I'll find a target right now. The target's going to be right here. Boom, this guy. It's going to go up there. because I understand, the way I understand a 42 is that when you have 3 candles like this, when you have a one candle, an inside bar, and then a third one that doesn't break the first one at all either, it doesn't break the high or the low, it's the break of the third candle which signals direction. So understanding that this is a 42 now, the way I find a target on a 42 is I go down to the previous time frame. So like, this is where our first candle is at. I go to the previous time frame, which is the 30-minute, and it's the previous high before that. So if this is the high, is either this guy or it's going to be this guy. So most likely it's going to be they're pretty much the same ones right here. So my guess would be, it's not so much a guess, it's just things that I back tested, that it usually goes to the previous high and makes a fake out, which means there's going to be a candle something like this, fakes back out, but it could still continue back up after that. But there's always those 2 candles that do create that fake out. So we're going to see how this ends up playing out and see if this works out, and see if that could be the trade that we've been trying to target. Oh wait, technically, oh wait, see, that's where I messed up at. Okay, so it didn't close with the fair value gap yet. So let me redo this. So look, there's no fair value gap there that it's closing below or above, so we wouldn't take this trade yet. When that green candle closes, there's a fair value gap there, yes. So we would have to wait for the candle to close green, and you see it did close green then. Okay, so that, well, no, that is the fair value gap. So that candle created the fair value gap, because this is the fair value gap that got created. So we have to wait for a candle to close above there that is green. So we wouldn't take the trade just yet. We wouldn't take it just yet. Boom, on that guy that does, then we would take the buy here. Boom. And like we were saying about the 42 idea, is that when that breaks, most likely it's going to need a target up here, which is going to be these higher prices over there. And I'll put the stop loss down here. That is 100 pips though. I don't really like that 100 pip, but I'll put it at the bottom of this, which is 67 pips. But this is why we also say, if we understand this is how much our stop loss is going to be, 67 pips, we also need to understand this could only be 1%. This can't be 5-10%. You know, so you're going to have to take your trades accordingly. You know, sometimes your stops might only be 20 pips, which means you might be able to risk a little bit more just because you know 20 pips is only 1%. But if you know you have to wait 100 pips, or you have to have a stop loss of 60 to 100 pips or something, then there's a good chance that you need to make sure you manage your trades the right way. So let's just see how this ends up playing out. Boom, boom. Let's see. Still going, minus 24 pips, 30 pips right now. Yeah, we are in a pretty big of a drawdown right now. That's 60 pips, so looking like it might not work out again. Yeah, that one hit stop loss, but I'm wondering why did that hit? Because maybe it's on a higher time frame. Now that I'm thinking about it, we are kind of bearish at this point. So I'm wondering if that could be any kind of indicator of that. Let's just see how it ends up playing out. Does it continue lower or does it go back up? And then, like I said, I guess where I could have probably put my stops is at the previous low of this structure. Where I kind of did it was at the previous of these guys, which might have not been. But this still might hit too, but let's just see. Oh, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they hit too, so that's not a good sign. So that one wasn't a valid trade either, but this is why we're back testing. We're trying to figure out these ideas and what's going to work and what's not going to work. But I mean, I'm wondering if this could be just the opposite up here. Like how this got worked, just went straight back down. But yeah, all right, that's going to be my last one. I got to get going right now. It's already kind of late for me where I'm at, but But yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys for joining me. If you guys have any questions, feel free to, and you guys could join the Discord. Check the description for the Discord. Check the for my Instagram also. If you guys want to follow me on there, you guys can message me, and I'll answer whatever questions if you guys need questions answered or whatever. But I'll probably be on tomorrow. See if I can do it for Asian session again, or I'll figure it out. But I'll probably stream again tomorrow, so that way we get some more testing in and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys